Hello everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we are going to talk about the request and response concept. So in our last video, we saw how to install and we talked about the Postman. Now we'll try the very new thing. And I say the first thing in API and when we are using Postman, this is the first thing you need to know about. So here we'll see that how to create workspace, how to create request, and then accordingly, we'll see how to go with the response concept as well. So in this case, first let's understand what's about this create workspace. So before creating a new request or collection, user has to create workspace to organize his platform work, advantages of work. Basically, what are the advantages of this work? So if you see, workspace allows you to organize your Postman work and collaborate with teammates. So basically, this workspace is a place where you can organize all your work, or I say you can keep your all requests at one place. So before creating any request, you need to have a collection. And this collection will come inside the workspace. So the first thing to create is workspace, then collection, and then the request. So in this workspace, you can group your project together with the workspace acting as a single source for related APIs, collections, environments, mocks, and monitors, etc. So basically, this workspace act as a single source that you can relate to all your API collections, whatever the API collections you're going to build. By collaborating in workspace, your edits are scanned with your teams in a real time. So it's like all your work, all your requests are inside one workspace. So it's very easy to synchronize, or you can see very easily. You can scan whatever your request you are building inside it. So the first thing you need to do in Postman is to create a workspace. And how to create a workspace? It's very simple. In this, now this is my Postman platform. In this platform, just go to new. From new, just look for this workspace option. So this is the workspace option. So in this workspace, it's asking, do you want to create a blank workspace or you want some templates? Right now, because we are completely new to this section, I would like to go for a blank workspace. Now here you need to give a name to your workspace. So what's name you like to give to your workspace? So right now I'm just trying to test few APIs. So I'll say testing workspace. Yeah, we'll give here testing workspace. I would like to give the name as testing workspace. And if you want to add some summaries, it's like in this, like I'll write just a note of it in this workspace. I'll create new requests. Now these options, you can access your workspace like you're only for personal. That means only you can access. If you want to make it private, I would like to keep it as team because I want that the team members, the one who's working in my team, they watch my workspace. They have the access of it. So I want that. And at the end, I click on create button. So when you do, you see a workspace is getting created. Now here I say go to workspace. So that means now I'm in testing workspace and I don't have any request here, nothing. It's completely new. So now inside this workspace, I have named the workspace. Inside this, we can go and create our own request. That's what we can do. Now, create your first request. Now, just to create your first request or to send the API request, we need an HTTP methods. So if you see this post, get, delete, put, and patch, these are different HTTP methods that works in different sections. For example, if you talk about get, then this HTTP method is used to access the data from an API. So that means you can access the data, whatever the data is in that particular API, you can access using the get method. Post, this method transmits new data. That means whatever you post based on that, it gives you a new data. That means uh, whatever else, like you, when you are looking for something new data or just something new output response, then in that case use the post method. Delete, this method is used to remove or delete the existing data. patch. This method is used to update the existing data. So if in case you want to update the existing data that's there, you want to do any changes, you can use this patch command. And the put method is also used for the same thing. This method is used to update the existing data. Now there is slight difference between both that we'll see when we'll be doing that particular request. So these are few HTTP methods that we'll follow, we'll use whenever required. Now let's understand how to create the first request. Now I'm taking this URL. If you see, this is the URL that I'm taking for creating my first request, and this is an like an URL that's available. It's, you can say, a free URL that anyone can watch it. And inside this, basically, this is the data that contains for this particular API. That's why I opened this API so that you can watch this. That this is the data, and we'll try to extract or get this data through a request. So I like to create a request over here in my Postman. So now before creating a request, I would say we need to create a new collection. Now, just why I'm creating a collection, because I want to create a record. Like inside a collection, you will have all the requests. So that's why I create a new collection and I name this collection, that is test collection. Or I say request collection. So a request collection is here. Inside this collection, you can create as many as requests you want. So it's like all the requests will be inside one collection. So as I said, inside workspace comes the collection, and inside collections, you'll create your request. Now let's see how to create your first request. So this is your request collection section. Right side, you see this three dotted sign. Click on this. From here, you get an option that is add request. And when you add a request here, you can name that request. So I'll say get API data. So this is the name of request that I've given. And here I'll try to get the response, or I'll try to use the request to extract the data or get the data for that particular API. So in this case, I'm using this API. I'll copy this, paste it here straight away. And then I'll check the method, which one is required. As you know, the use of each and every method. Here I'm trying to get a data. Then I'll use the get method. And straight away I'll say send. Now you see, when I click on the send button, then I get certain response. And this is the response what I was talking about. This is the response that you got from this get request, or for this particular API, you can say. So this is how we create a request. This is how we get a response. And if you'll see, this process is very easy. The difficult part is to cope up with this data or just to test this data. So working with these processes in Postman is very easy, just till you know how to use them. Now, in upcoming videos, I'll talk about this response. I'll talk about these all prompts, authorizations, headers, whatever is there in Postman, whatever you see in the screen, we'll talk about all this section. So in this video, it's all about how to create a request, how to create a collection, how to create a workspace, and how they come in sequence. See you with more about the response in my next video. Till then, bye-bye and thank you.